Guys, Deontay and Nicole, what's going on with them? Guys, like, is Nicole normal? She's saying she's in love with Deontay and yet she wants an open relationship with Deontay. Nonsense. I'm glad Deontay has come to his senses. Then let's move on to Jeff and Anissa. Jeff and Anissa. The fight Jeff had with Kyle. That's the most funniest fight I've ever seen. For two men who are in their 40s. That's the most funniest fight I've ever seen. I really wanted Kyle, to knock off the three remaining teeth of in Jeff's mouth, but that didn't happen. I cannot believe the punch Jeff gave Kyle got Kyle falling down to the floor. That fight was so funny, but let's move on. Then Stan and Lisa. Stan thought he's tough, but Lisa has finally gotten him where, gotten him financially, because Stan now is singing Lisa's praise like a parrot, more than willing to sacrifice, what he's got just to have a relationship with Lisa and get married, not knowing that Lisa is in another relationship, sexual relationship with a woman, and she's yet still married to her ex. So, oh my goodness. So, guys, you're welcome to this episode of Love After Lock Up. If you're new here, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and hit that notification bell. By that, you'll be informed whenever I get to post a video. So, guys, let's get into it. Deontay and Nicole. So, guys, Deontay and Nicole. Nicole is delusional. Nicole is, I don't know what's wrong with her. Nicole thinks she's the queen. She thinks she's Beyonce. She can have Deontay and have her ex-boyfriend, then have Tia with her. Three of them having a open relationship. That is nonsense. Then the worst of it is that she's got the nerve to even cry, not cry really, to cry out loud that she's in love with Deontay. Like, if you love Deontay for the past 4 years, you've been with Deontay since when you were in prison, you would have let Deontay touch you a little bit sexually. Deontay hasn't touched you sexually, and you're saying you're in love with Deontay, and you guys haven't really had a the kissing session you and Tia have. So it's all nonsense. So for God's sake, Nicole, stop crying. Stop saying that you love Deontay. Stop saying it hurts. It hurts, and it's so embarrassing because your actions doesn't show that you love Deontay. Your action speaks totally against that fact. So stop it. Stop it. And Deontay, I'm glad that Deontay has finally come to his senses. He has finally come to, although he hasn't totally forgotten about Nicole, but he has come to a realization that Nicole isn't interested, in being part of his life. And for Deontay to even think that Nicole will end up, Nicole is his wife and he might one day get married to Nicole, it's shocking, and Deontay is so delusional to even think that, because Nicole is 23 years of age and Deontay is 30. The age difference is so, it's so much, 10 years difference. And what young girl in the age of 23 will really want to settle down, get married to someone who is 10 years older? I don't think so. So Deontay should have known right from the beginning, and he has spent close to like 30,000 US dollars on Nicole. Guys, 30,000 US dollars. That's a lot of money. 30,000 US dollars. I'm so still shocked. But I'm glad he has come to his senses. He claims that he has forgotten about Nicole, but the truth is he hasn't forgotten about Nicole. He's still into Nicole. He still has feelings for Nicole. Yes, it's right that he's got feelings for Nicole, because you don't just move away from someone you've spent you've been dreaming of having as your wife. You spend so much money on her. You don't just move away from that and forget about it. No, they will still have you still have a part of them in you. It's normal. But bet Nicole, on the other hand, she's bragging. Nicole is bragging, so she's bragging. I like Nicole, I like her carefree attitude, but I hate the fact that her carefree attitude is hurting. It's hurting Deontay, and Deontay has been nothing but good and committed, financially, emotionally, and mentally towards her, to support her. So, sure, no, so he doesn't deserve what he's getting from Nicole. And Nicole, on the other hand, she's bragging, she's bragging that Deontay will be back. Deontay, I keep saying Deontay will be back. So that is it about their relationship, Nicole and Deontay. So let's move on to Britney and Ray. So Britney's father and sister finally came to see Ray. To, came to meet see Ray, and Britney revealed you know, to her father that Ray has finally moved in with her, meaning she's the one now to shoulder the responsibility of taking care of Ray financially. And her dad was like, I like the fact that her dad was, her dad acted maturely, her dad acted so maturely, because her dad said he has no reason, to like say Ray isn't the man for his daughter. But the truth is, Ray hasn't shown him any red flags, so he's not going to like spit Ray out or criticize Ray, tell Britney, let go of that guy. He's just going to see, how things unfold in the future, and see how, his behavior and how he treats his daughter. Then he's going to like, if he treats it, if he treats her well, okay, go ahead and get married and live a happy life. But if he doesn't treat her well, then he's going to put pressure on her, his daughter, to break the relationship up. So yes, I'm glad that Britney's father was so mature, he spoke maturely. But then later on, they went on dinner, Britney and Ray went on dinner, and Britney wants Ray to get that they should get engaged and get married like in a year's time, then have children. And Ray is like, maybe after 3 years, and Britney is like, I've given you a lot, I've given you my entire life, my finances, everything. Stop wasting my time. So guys, what do you think? I would like to get your thoughts on the comment section. Does Ray, is Ray using Britney for, financial support, for him to get to his 2 feet, stand in the society, get a job, when he has got into his 2 feet well, he's got everything, then he can walk away from Britney? Because I think there is potential there in their relationship. There's potential there for success. There is potential there for for them even for them to make it right up to marriage. There is potential. There is a potential there. I can see Ray likes Britney, and Britney likes Ray, so much in love with Ray. So yes, there is potential there, but I cannot put my finger on the fact that Ray is a player. Ray might be a player. That's what I think. But Ray, he hasn't given us, he hasn't shown us those red flags of a playboy, but he might be a player. He might just be using the call, for financial support, for his meal ticket, Then later on, he can walk away. So yes, that is what it is. That is how it was in their relationship. So let's move on to Lisa and Stan. Okay, Lisa and Stan, yes, are in a good place right now. Stan bought Lisa a car. Stan has spent close to like 13,000 US dollars. That's a lot of money for Lisa. And Lisa's relatives came. Lisa's brother and Lisa's godmother came. To visit Stan, and they were all like, they hated the fact that Stan had to kick Lisa out. And Lisa was like, Lisa told a lie that Stan just wants her and does not want her children. That was a lie. The reason why Stan kicked Lisa out was Lisa refused to give Stan some cookies, for food, some cookies. And Stan was like, no, if I'm going to buy you a car, even though you don't have a driving license, at least you should let me eat something. Let me have some cookies. You can't just shut me out totally, and I'm the one spending all over. So Lisa told a lie. Lisa, be careful. Lisa told a lie. I do not like that. Lisa told a lie, guys. So yes, and when Lisa told her godmother that, okay, Stan bought her a car, and Stan has spent roughly 13,000 US dollars. Her godmother was like, "You're doing a good job. You're doing a good." That was so funny. You're doing a good job. But what I think is, Lisa, at this point in time, Lisa should at least let Stan know that she's in a relationship with a girl she met in prison. She should at least let Stan know that, because it seems Lisa is just plainly using Stan for money. And we thought Stan was the tough one, but Stan is right now wrapped around Lisa's little finger. Yes, Lisa is now in control. Because Stan wants to get married to Lisa, but I don't think it will happen. Then let's just, I'm going too far, guys. Well, let's focus on Lisa's relatives coming to visit Stan. Then okay, Lisa's brother. Lisa's brother is a nutcase, you know. The way he talks is a nutcase, and he was like, if Stan gets to throw Lisa out again, like that he's going to come up like Superman, like. That was so funny. That was so funny. Like, and Stan revealed that Lisa's family members are criminals. And from the way Lisa's brother was talking, you know, it shows that his brother is like something like he's all about is a drug addict. Something there is something going on with his brother. You know, he doesn't talk. He talks. You know, he talks clear. He doesn't talk clear. He talks like he has been through an addiction. And I'm not like shaming him. You know, I'm just kind of like telling you that he seems, you know, abnormal, but normal, but I'm not abnormal. I don't know if you guys can understand what I'm saying. So yes, so but they are talking as if they should be glad that Stan took in Lisa. They should be glad, you know, there is a man who has taken in your sister and supporting your sister financially. So for them coming up and was they were talking like Stan kicked Lisa out of the house. Like what has Lisa contributed into Stan's life? Stan has been the one contributing into Lisa's life. You know, taking care of Lisa financially. Like Lisa is. They should stop talking as if Lisa is a working class woman with everything, and Stan has no right to kick her out of the house as like she has contributed in the house and bit nonsense. She is there to use Stan, you know. Stan is there to, you know, to use her to. They should both use each other. And when one partner fails to give in, you know, in relationship it gives to receive. When one partner fails to give, you know, she should not expect, or he should not expect to receive. That is how a relationship works. So guys, let's quickly move on to Doug and Rachel. Doug and Rachel, you know, they've broken up. Rachel received a letter that Doc is cheating on her. So guys, I was shocked to hear that. So but Rachel has adopted Doc's doggy, you know, Doc's child, and I'm happy for her doing that. She's such a wonderful woman with a great soul. I pray God will bless her so much. So that's pretty much what was going on with Doc and Rachel. Have I talked about? Yes, yes. So guys, that's our review for love after lock up. I love you all, but know Jesus Christ loves you more. Stay safe and pray and pray and pray. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you. Bye bye.